Hey Latchkey Kids, I just rewatched Demonic Toys because I mentioned it yesterday in my review for Toys of Terror. One thing that I really like about horror movies from the 90s is that they still tried to be creative no matter how small the budget. I really like the opening sequence with all the grandfather clocks and the two little boys playing cards in between two rocking chairs. This movie starts out similarly to Child's Play, with a criminal running into a warehouse and dying amongst a bunch of toys. But in this case, the criminal is not the cause for the toys being demonic. They just sort of were already demonic before he got there. I was surprised at first by how seriously this movie took itself, but then I remembered that it came out shortly after Puppet Master, and that was back when Full Moon Video was still trying to do serious horror movies. At that time, the movies were only moderately campy. It was before they went full camp with things like Evil Bong and Ginger Dead Man. There's just a little bit of campiness in this. Like, for example, when the Jack-in-the-Box pops up, he shakes his rattle in a comical way before biting a character on the face. Also, Baby Oopsie Daisy talked a lot of ish and stabbed some dude in the dick. I liked the gore. It was pretty fun, and the toys look ridiculous, and I like that too. The actors did their job. They weren't great, but they weren't horrible either. They were kind of like the criminal characters on the first season of Miami Vice. The best actor in the whole movie is the little demon boy whose clothes keep on changing, and at one point he even has a little gold chain with an S on it for Satan. He told a character that he was going to do the nasty with her, and I just died. Also, when he was standing there with a glass of red wine, the child actor looked a little too comfortable with it. This was my first time rewatching Demonic Toys since it came out in the 90s. I've only seen one of the sequels to this movie, and that's Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys. And I actually had to Google that because I wanted to make sure it was not a fever dream and it was actually a movie that existed. Speaking of Puppet Master, there's a funny little Easter egg in this movie. At one point, when the security guard is watching television in his office, the movie that's playing on the television is Puppet Master 2. Here's another fun fact. The screenplay for this was written by David S. Goyer, the same David S. Goyer that wrote The Crow, City of Angels, Blade, and The Dark Knight Rises. I'm not sure if these were meant to be homages to aliens, but it reminded me of that when the homeless girl came out of the vent. She kind of reminded me of Newt. I almost expect her to say they mostly come at night. Mostly. And then the delivery boy had a game over man type moment as well, like right after that. So the two things together reminded me of aliens. And then also when they were calling through the ducts, that kind of reminded me of aliens as well. There was something else in this that may or may not have been an homage. There was like a scene with these three little girls in Easter dresses on tricycles, and they kind of remind me of those jump roping girls from the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. As much fun as I had watching this, you need to know that it is not a good movie. It's a bad movie, but the right type of bad movie that's still fun to watch. This is what I wanted from Toys of Terror. The type of absurd that is fun. Demonic Toys was a fun, direct-to-DVD, or at that point probably still VHS, 90s horror movie. At the time that I recorded this video, Demonic Toys is available on Tubi for free to watch. I really enjoyed it, but like I always say, don't take my word for it. Watch it for yourself. Just because I love something doesn't mean you won't hate it, and just because I hate something doesn't mean you won't love it. Have you seen Demonic Toys? Do you like doll horror movies in general? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hey, did you know that I work for tips now? You can hit me up on Venmo or Cash App. While I'm happy to receive the type of coin that jingles, I love to receive the type that folds. Somebody show these people where the subscribe button is. They don't know what they're doing.